Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to overcome past conditioning and manifest anything with ease. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. One of you had the question that, Tom, no matter how much I imagine my desired future, or how much I revise past events, undesired past events, I can't seem to move to my new life. I can't seem to manifest what I want in the life of my dreams. Guys, I want to talk about this today and more. This is a person who studied Neville Goddard and all the spiritual greats. But we specifically talked about the teachings of Neville Goddard when he talks about revision, revising past events or revising things that were undesired and imagining them the way you would have liked them to be, not the way that you believe you experienced them or assume that you experienced them. And then also the idea of imagining the future the way you would like it to be. Both of these are powerful ideas that Neville Goddard and other spiritual teachers have talked about. But here's the thing. This person is saying that these conditions, these programs, are preventing me from imagining that future life or revising that traumatic or undesirable past that I no longer wish to be part of who I am now. And you see it, and as you do that, you keep recreating that past that you no longer identify with, that you no longer desire. And a future that looks much like that past. Remember, there is no past, there is no future. Those are ideas. Time is an experience, an unfolding of all realities that are within you. Right? That's what time is. It puts space between those events that are all happening here and now within you. Simultaneous, all realities. So let's talk about this idea today and more. You're not conditioned by your past. And your life is not run by past programs. You are revising, rewriting, and recreating the conditions and programs of your entire life experience in every moment. Do you see it? He kept creating the same programs, the same past conditioning by believing in it, by trying to imagine, trying to revise the past, trying to imagine that desired future, but believing that his life's run by these programs and conditions, whereas you're putting them there or creating them right now. You're not run by any programs. You're not run by any conditions. You're the awareness within which all those programs and conditions live, move, and have their being, take place, or appear. But you are not any of them. You're creating the conditions and programs of your assumed past here and now by your assumptions, by your thoughts, by your beliefs, and your feelings. And by feelings, as Neville Goddard pointed out, we mean the conviction and acceptance of I am who I say I am. So the question is, what are you accepting? What's your conviction of who you are? Because that determines what those conditions and programs of your life are. You create them at every moment. Who you are conscious and aware of being right now revises, rewrites, and rewires the conditions and programs and circumstances of your entire life, past, present, and future. Do you see? It's all here and now by who you are declaring yourself to be. It creates it all. This is powerful. So let's take a look at this. And I talk about revision, Neville Goddard's revision, but I talk about it as next level revision. But let's talk for a moment about imagining that your past was different and imagining that new future. Both of those are powerful imaginal acts that Neville Goddard and other spiritual teachers talk about. Here you are as that I am awareness, as that Christ consciousness, as all that is, all that being aware of yourself as all identities, all possibilities, all potential. And then you imagine something different. If it's revision, you're imagining that undesired past, that unwanted past that you believe are past conditions or past programs, you imagine it differently. You imagine it or revise it the way you would have liked it to be, and not the way that you remember or believe or assume it was. You remember it differently from this powerful identity, right? You have the Son of God, the Christ consciousness, I am awareness. Then the Son of Man, your physical experience, right? Creating your physical experience of all that you are. And so when you do that, when you revise that, when you see it differently, it doesn't change that one possibility or that one linear past or that one potential script. It moves you to a new reality, a new identity where the past is different. That's what revision does. It's not a mere perceptual change of how you're looking at events, although that you do look at them differently and your perception does change. But it's actually moving you to that new reality because you're changing identities as you imagine that. Do you see? You're imagining yourself a new identity, a new version of you as you revise that undesired past. And so it moves you to a lifeline, a reality, identity, a version of you where that horizontal linear past that was undesired no longer makes sense to who you are being now. And it creates what looked like a solid linear horizontal past that was immovable, that couldn't be changed. Just as when you imagine your desired future, when you do a state akin to sleep, when you do a 2 to 3 second imaginal scene, imagining yourself in that new reality, a new identity, you change who you are. You move to a new identity of you, a new version of you, which changes everything. And it creates that new future right now in the here and now. You're creating that new desired past and that new desired future by you deciding who you are right now. Do you see it? You believe in this past that was not preferred, but then you create and imagine and revise it, and then you create a new horizontal past. Same with the future. Because if you kept believing that you were that identity that had that undesired horizontal past, you create an undesired horizontal linear experience of the future. But as you imagine yourself differently, you create that new past, present, and future. Just as when you imagine your wish fulfilled, you create this new future now from this new identity. That's revision, or the imaginal scene of imagining your future differently. Revising and imagining a past or future event and circumstance in your life, how you'd have liked it to be or how you would like it to be. Not how you remember or imagine or that it appears to be in that horizontal linear past experience changes everything. That's why I quote that movie, Solaris, right? Where that main character there, Chris Kelvin, says, I remembered her wrong. Somehow I remembered everything wrong. You're remembering it wrong when you're not remembering it as you would like it to be. You're imagining it wrong when you're not imagining it as you would like it to be. Remembering it how you would have liked it to be and imagining it as you would like it to be. This is what we're talking about. This is where all your power is. Very powerful notion today. And then we have next level revision or imagining. So this is what we normally do, right? We look at that past event and we revise it. Or we imagine that new future so we don't have that future that's based on a past that was undesirable. But what I call next level Neville is from that I am identity, from that I am who I say I am all identities, the here and now, the past, present, and future. You imagine yourself in that new identity. You decide who you are right now. You imagine that ideal. Who am I? I am that person that already has that ideal past. and already has that ideal future here and now. Do you see? So instead of looking at specific events or looking at a past that was undesired, you decide who you are here and now. That's what I call next level revision and imagining. It's all based on your identity, on your self-concept, deciding who you are as the Son of God and the Son of Man, having that physical experience. And that changes everything. That creates a linear horizontal path that makes more sense to this ideal you that you're creating right now. It creates a horizontal linear future that makes more sense to who you're being right now. And then that new you, that new identity unfolds, past, present, and future, into an experience that aligns with that new identity here and now. That's next level revision and imagining. Who you are aware and conscious of being. Who do you say that I am? As Jesus asked his apostles in Matthew 16:15. Revises, rewrites, and recreates all programs and conditions of your life. Do you see it? That those past conditions, those past programs, those past dramas and traumas no longer make sense or fit with this new version of you. So you you thread together a whole new horizontal linear past and horizontal linear future that makes more sense to this new identity. You change everything. It doesn't mean that undesirable past goes away or that undesirable drama and trauma. It's still there, but it no longer belongs to this new identity. It belongs to your other identity that you no longer prefer. And you change the past, present, and future all from this powerful now moment. Right? You revise, all programs, all conditions of your life experience. You revise, you rewrite, you recreate everything. Past, present, and future, here and now. No matter what you remembered, in other words, no matter what you assumed and believed that was your past about yourself, or no matter what you assumed would happen in the future, you change it all by deciding who you are right now. Do you see the difference here? It's different where this identity creates it all. You're not looking at the undesired past and trying to change it into something or revising it. You're saying, this is who I am, and that creates my ideal past and my ideal future from this moment. That's powerful today. And so, go next level. Imagine, assume, and affirm your ideal identity and version of you right now, regardless of what you assumed happened, what you remembered in that one horizontal linear past, or what you imagined and hoped for in that one horizontal linear future. Do you see it? Go next level. Decide who you are. You've been trying to revise an assumed past that you remembered, or you're trying to imagine and hope for a future from that identity that I'm conditioned by this past. I have past programs and past conditions that are shaping my future and who I am now. Collapse time, space, and the physical experience into one powerful ideal identity and version of you here and now. Hear this. This is the only thing you need to do. A 2 to 3 second imaginal scene that implies that you are that ideal version and identity of you. That changes past, present, and future. Creates it all, right? Collapse time, space, and the physical experience into one powerful imaginal scene, one powerful ideal identity and version of you. A 2 to 3 second imaginal scene that implies you are that person and identity and version of you that you want to be, revises all time. Do you see it? It revises all time, past, present, and future. Those other realities where you are unhappy, or the one where you are hoping for a better future, but it never seems to come, is no longer relevant to who you're being now. You rethread all frames. You recreate all realities. You thread together an experience that more is representative of who you are now. Because remember, your experiencing creates reality. Your experiencing is reality. That's how to overcome past conditioning to manifest anything with ease. I am your host, Tom Kearin, And this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for joining us yesterday. For those of you that are a member of the membership channel, for our 7th live stream, our 16th live stream overall. It was powerful. What a great Sunday morning we had yesterday. That's now available. If you didn't make the live stream, it's now available for viewing on the membership channel. We have more live streams planned. We're even thinking about doing them more frequently. So stay tuned. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, our TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for just being with us every day and watching this daily content. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin here in the studios at Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.